Yes, here we are. It's the opening session of Chennai Storytelling Festival 2024, the 12th annual edition of the festival, and the fourth to occur mostly by Zoom. The first 8 sessions, it was on the ground with 1 or 2 online sessions, but starting with February 2021, 2022, 2023, and now 24, we're on Zoom, and it's up to discussion what happens next year. This year, we're having 2 hybrid events where people can attend in person or online. And I really feel that's the future, but it takes a lot of technology to do that properly. So we'll see. Ambuja, why don't you lead us through the ceremony, and then we can talk a little more.
Yeah, sure. So we'll start with the lamp lighting, followed by the Tamil state anthem and a little translation of that song, and then we begin. நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடந்தை கெழிலொழுகும் சீராறும் வதனமென திகழ்வரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் மது சிறந்த திராவிடனல் திருநாடும் தக்க சிறு பிறை நுதலும் தரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே அத்திலக வாசனை போல் அனைத்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிழமை திரும்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே வாழ்த்துதுமே. That is the state anthem of Tamil Nadu, written by the famous poet Manonmaniyam Sri Sundaram Pillai and set to this tune by Sri M.S. Vishwanathan. This was declared as the state anthem of Tamil Nadu around 1970s. So a little brief meaning of this poem. The poet admires the beauty of Mother Tamil, who is considered as the goddess of the Tamil-speaking people. He says he personifies Earth as a lady who wears the oceans and the seas, and India is her face, and South India is her forehead, and the mark which women wear on their forehead is she herself. He uses this metaphor, this particular mark that we wear on our forehead, adding to the beauty it's supposed to spread the aroma, the radiance everywhere. He uses this metaphor to compare the reach of Mother Tamil. And he ends the song by admiring her industriousness, her youthfulness, and wishes that she keeps spreading that far and wide always. And that's what Chennai Storytelling Festival is all about, spreading radiance, spreading energy, spreading positivity, happiness all around the world, and bringing all the story lovers together. Thanks for being with us so far, and we are sure this year's Chennai Storytelling Festival is going to be a great grand success as always. Thank you, and over to you, Eric.
Okay, thank you very much, Ambuja. Well, in 22 minutes, we'll have our first session. Gitanjali, you're going to lead us in a workshop, right? Yep. And I think the first year we did this online, we went like 24 hours I don't remember exactly how, but maybe 24 hours, 2 days in a row. So it was 48 hours. But I remember it was too exhausting. So after that, we just we're doing about 5 p.m. to 9 on Fridays and 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. On Saturdays and Sundays with a lunch break. And I am doing an 8-session workshop from 9 to 10 p.m. each Friday and Saturday. If you want to learn more about that, please come back here at 9 o'clock. So this festival is certainly an oddity in that we don't charge any money for admission, and with deep apologies, we don't pay any money to the storytellers and trainers. But we do encourage attendees to give a direct contribution to people. You can find everyone's email ID if you go to the home page and then go to the page where all the names are listed, click a name, and you'll find the person's email ID. So here we are doing storytelling while the world burns, right? The climate change is going on. Countries are invading other countries. Genocide is going on all over the place, back and forth. It's really a sad state of affairs. I'm a junior child of the 60s, and I remember 1967, even though I was only 10 years old. It was such a time of excitement. And then we had those horrible assassinations of JFK in early 60s, and then 3 more in 68. But still, it was a time of excitement and hope and beauty and you know. But now, look at what the young people have to face now. You know, in big inflation all over the world. Most young people don't believe they're going to make as much money as their parents. Young people, many of them don't feel welcomed into this world. So there's a great deal of anxiety, depression among young people, and all people. The world is in a tough space. So all we can do is try to make beautiful culture and share it. Anybody have any thoughts about any of this? Please speak up. What are we doing? What's going on here? Barry, please tell me.
Well, I don't have a thought about that, Eric, but I do have a thought about what you started with when you said that for the first couple of years we were 24 hours all weekend. And that's just not true. You were 24 hours all weekend. The rest of us came and went as we pleased and needed. But in terms of your diagnosis of the world's woes, we do what we can. And I think it's lovely that we gather to share stories that inspire us, and that we share our voices and we share our insights, and that it's wonderful that through your efforts primarily, and those of others who are helping, that we have this chance to do so.
This year, the Chennai Storytellers Group is playing a leading role. I am a member of the Chennai Storytellers Group. There's about, I don't know, 59 of us. I don't know exactly. But this year, there are many sessions for, by, and with children, many of them led by Chennai Storyteller members. And Sheetal and Pratigya, are either of you here right now? Yes, Sheetal, you're here, are very kindly hosting the 12 2-hour storytelling sessions. Each day of the festival, there's a 2-hour session of 5 storytellers. And Sheetal and Pratigya are hosting those, asking those questions, you know, what did you love about the story? And, you know, facilitating a discussion after each story. So I want to thank Pratigya and Sheetal very much for taking that load off of me. But the Chennai Storytellers, I hope this is really the year that the Chennai storytellers become known more publicly. I've sent press releases to the English papers here, especially stressing the Chennai storytellers, and we've made a map in Chennai of where the storytellers live. And to my knowledge, we are the only city in the world that has a map of where storytellers, not just where they live, where they work, the neighborhood they're based in. We're the only city that has a map of where the storytellers are. So hopefully newspapers will pick up on that, because newspapers cannot, at least in Chennai here, cannot and will not give publicity to events that happen by Zoom, because it's not local. So we do have two hybrid events, one at the German Cultural Center, one at the British Cultural Center, and maybe that will get some newspaper coverage. But otherwise, we're blacked out of mass media. And this is the first year I have people trying to help me with Instagram, which I don't even know what it is, but I'm being dragged into the modern world. Come on, anybody, say something about storytelling or about the Chennai storytellers or something, please, anybody.
Hello, Eric. This is Lavanya Prasad from Bangalore. And how beautiful it is to just come to this festival year on year. A big, big thanks to you and all my friends in Chennai who have been a part of this and have been meticulously organizing and helping us connect with the community all across the world. So, like you said, the world is going, what do I say? Everything is topsy-turvy, but I surely believe that stories can bring change to it, like many of us here. And the theme of the Chennai Storytelling Festival has always been that, transformational, healing. So every time we look for stories, we hunt for stories, there is a lot of change that happens within us also. And how much we have learned in these 10 years exploring, and I'm very, very grateful to you. Always encourage new ideas. So whenever we come up with new workshops and give it to you, you say, yes, you can do it at the Chennai Storytelling Festival. So I think that has given us, the storytellers, also to, work in bring our new ideas with confidence to the world. Big thanks to you from me. And I hope everybody is going to enjoy. I'm going to plan and join as much as sessions that I could. Looking forward to attending each and every one of your story sessions here. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yes, well, I'm basically a scholar and trainer, not a professional performer. So I've always encouraged people to lead workshops. And yes, if you want to tell a story, okay. But my stress, as everyone in Chennai knows, is come on, lead a workshop. So that's why this is a teaching and learning festival. Maya, did you want to say something?
Yes, I just wanted to say that I feel that with all these different stories and the connections that everyone is creating, I think this is what is giving meaning to the world right now. I know for me, coming to Chennai and meeting all of you, it was so beautiful, and it just felt so much like family. And I feel like we're weaving threads throughout the world through stories and building hope and resilience and connections. So I'm very, very grateful for everything that you're doing and all the other storytellers are doing in the world. And yeah, I'm looking forward to being part of the festival as much as I can as well. So thank you.
Thank you. Ramendra.
Yeah, so this is my debut. I'm making my debut at the age of 60 and a half. And since I believe that life begins at 60, I'm just 6 months old and super, super excited. And I'll be sharing my personal story of my fight with cancer. And I hope it kind of inspires people, fills them with a bit of positivity. And it aligns, I think, with the Chennai Storytelling Festival. My session is tomorrow. I thought I'll do a little bit of that tomorrow at 1 to 1:30. So please do join. And thanks a ton for the to the entire community, because in this age of mayhem and madness, I think the best healing, the best hope is through stories. Thank you.
David, I want to shout out to you and thank you for the work you're doing, trying to help people in Palestine and Israel, communicate with each other and somehow get over the violence. Thank you very much.
Well, it's good to be here again, Eric. And you used some strong words in your opening. You used the word genocide, which is a word that's very strong, a word that
if I can interrupt,
and it's there. The ICJ have shown there's a case to be answered.
If I can interrupt, there are Israeli people who feel that they are the victims of genocide, especially in relation to what happened on October 7. And of course, there are people who in Palestine who have been bombed ever since, who are certainly the victims of genocide, in my opinion. So it's a nightmare situation going back and forth. I'm sorry, go ahead.
It is a nightmare situation going back and forth. And I was referring specifically to the justice, the International Court of Justice, which, legally says there's a case to be answered. I've never been so conscious as a storyteller until this year that I'm compelled to be a storyteller activist. I've always been conscious of activism, soft activism through storytelling, but never have I felt that calling so strongly. And I'm glad there's an opportunity to share that, to talk about that. I'm in a great deal of pain. I have so many close friends, many of whom I've lost contact with over the last 8 weeks. 22 teachers in Gaza have done storytelling courses with me, and I was in regular communication with them until November. Then in December, I was still in communication with a few of them. In the last few weeks in January, I've only remained in contact with a couple of them. And the pain that they're expressing, the suffering that they're enduring is absolutely untenable. But this is going on, and they are grateful that there are people around the world who are sharing their stories and the stories of the children that they've taught. And this is what I feel my role is at the moment, is representing the voices of the people who have been, whose voices have been taken away. So thank you for that opportunity.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Yes, okay, we have a lot of electronic hands up. Veena, go ahead.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you, the team, once again. Yes, I've been there since the past few years, ever since COVID, listening to you, and a great opportunity. As we said, you're weaving a web of tellers, and I like this theme about bringing in students, or children rather, telling stories, because that's sort of engaging them or the next generation to learn, and that gives us also a learning moment. Me too, I'm a retired teacher and a volunteer, and I always try to look to see how we can put those stories of some use into the classrooms and engage those tellers. We are doing a little bit of mythology stories in our segment, and yes, how to use those stories into the classroom, into the contemporary learning, and what we as a group can learn from that. Thank you once again for this opportunity, Eric, and everybody else. Good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Of course, storytelling for teaching and learning is one of the biggest applications of storytelling. And India is really the National Education Board, the CBSE, is really getting behind storytelling. So, and some of our community members work with the CBSE and help create workshops and guidelines for them. So we are in tune with the national effort. By the way, the theme of the festival this year is storytelling and growing and maturing of individuals, and hopefully also of communities. It's a wish and a hope. Lalitha, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. And Eric, thank you so much. This is the third year in a row for me. I'm still a novice compared to others who've been here for the past decade. But I must say one thing about Eric. Eric never says a no. 3 years back, when I approached Eric, and I was a total novice, but Eric was so and he replies to the emails immediately. He's always encouraging. And my first year itself, I got 2 slots, and it was a very, very memorable experience. And Chennai Storytelling Festival has been a very good learning experience for me, especially because I haven't done any professional course in storytelling. But whatever I have learned, I have seen my co-tellers, they've always been supportive. And thank you so much, Eric, for being such a pillar of support. And I really hope that this continues, and kudos to you and the team. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Sudha.
Eric, I think you are the reason that all of us are here. And it's amazing how you've put Chennai on the storytelling map. You being a New Yorker, you came in search of Carnegie, and you ended up creating a platform for a whole community of storytellers. The way you've straddled the internet, you've been able to draw people from across the globe, tellers from across the globe. I'm running out of words. I don't mean to flatter you, but I think this is genuine. This is something I genuinely feel, and I think your efforts must be lauded. Never mind if the media doesn't acknowledge the kind of work that you're doing. I think, after all, social media is gaining so much traction these days. I think they should really acknowledge the work being done over Zoom. And so keep up the good work, continue to inspire us. And like everybody else said, there's a lot that we can learn from you about you being professional, prompt, and responding to emails and all the rest of it. You've created a parallel career for people like me, a writer who also forayed into storytelling, and I'm very grateful to you for it. And I look forward to presenting my workshop on ways to use storytelling to heal after the loss of a loved one. So thank you for the platform, and I'm so glad to have met all the other people online today.
Thank you so much. As everyone knows, when it comes to making websites, I'm in the Stone Age. I just publish white pages from Microsoft Word, put them on the internet, but I'm good at making links. And what really has kept me young and useful is that I love video conferencing. And I've been working with it for 25 years. So when the pandemic hit 4 years ago, I was so ready. And I led workshops, free workshops for storytellers on how to, on ways to use video conferencing. So the pandemic, as horrible as it has been on many levels, health-wise, financially, it has been a boom time for me and for many storytellers with video conferencing. I just hope we can drag ourselves back to in-person events and give this up to some degree. Okay, now we're going to have to stop in a couple minutes because we have a workshop coming up. But Banu and Arti, go ahead. First Banu, then Arti.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. So a big thanks to Eric, because I have been associated with Eric since the day he started CSF. And he would, not to take much time, I would call Eric as a visionary, because in those days, back in the first edition, if I'm right, he did video conferencing in that time itself. At that time, we were all wondering what to do and how to do. He was at ease. He tried. He put in his full effort all alone, one-man show. He conducted the festival, was a part, like the video conferencing was part of the festival, even in those days then, before 12 years. And as he said, yes, when online came, when pandemic hit, it was such an ease for me as well as a storyteller, because he never stopped anything with him. He used to provide every venture who's interested. So that's why he put me along with a US based online session. So where I was able to, tell stories through online, and I got, very familiar with online gigs. So thank you, Eric, and thank you so much. I'm so grateful for all your work that you've been doing. Thank you, and all the very best to everyone. And I will be doing a workshop, as Sudha ma'am said and Lavanya said, yes, whatever workshops we have, he is ready with open arms to welcome us. I am here to do a workshop on storytelling and games as a tool to teach spoken English. Thank you, Eric, for giving me an opportunity.
Thank you. And I want to thank you, Barry, because in the years before the pandemic, when we just had 1 or 2 video conferences in the festival, you participated in a number of them. And we are looking forward. I believe you may be coming to India sometime in the next 6 months or so. So we are looking forward to meeting you in person.
Yeah, Eric, I'll just jump in to say yes. One of the nice things to come out of the Chennai Storytelling Festival, this is my 6th year of involvement, and that in talking with Eric over the years, he pointed me towards the Fulbright Specialist Program of the United States government, and I got on the roster and then identified a partner in Southern India. So it looks about 99% certain that I'll be coming to India in August and spending about 5 weeks in the country, primarily in Wayanad, in Sultan Bathery, but also hopefully a chunk in Chennai, maybe Bangalore, hopefully Coimbatore, Calicut. We're talking about all the different possibilities. So I really look forward to meeting as many of you as I can in person.
Barry is a very talented worker of using storytelling and other forms of art and play for education of young children. Arti, did you want to say something?
Yes, I thought the time is a constraint, so I lowered my hand. Since you have given me an opportunity, firstly, greetings everyone, and thank you very much, Eric, for this opportunity. For providing a platform that is Indian Storytelling Network. We don't have to bother about media per se as such. Reason being, it's my own experience. Since on Indian Storytelling Network, all our storytellers are there. The schools are trying to tap us. That's what my experience in the last 2 years. I've got like calls from the schools asking for what is storytelling, how you do. So wherever we are present, that's the right place. As Sudha ma'am also mentioned, that we are on, like, available on network and all social platform. That's enough. And I would also go in line with what Veena madam has been talking about, education and stories. Even as a storyteller, even I have experimented little bit about storytelling. I have tried to take up science concepts and storytellings and have tried to link them, so it becomes easier for the students to understand science concepts. So I'll be doing one of my workshops for the first time on your platform. Thank you once again for the opportunity.
I should just in a moment tell a little history that when the Storytelling Institute began here in 2007, then a few years later, we started the festival. And in those days, storytelling was still, this revival of storytelling was not so popular, not so known in India. Although Jiva Raghunath had been working in it, in the field in Tamil Nadu, and of course Gita Ramanujam in Bangalore. But in those early days, 2009, 10, 11, people would come from all over India in person to the Chennai Storytelling Festival, and almost all of our events were in person. So it really was a national festival to some extent, because it was the only festival for some years. But now there are storytelling festivals all over India. And so even when we go back to in-person festival, I'm not sure that so many people will come from around India because they have storytelling festivals in their own location. But we served a purpose. And now final thing I want to say is that I have written a script for a movie called Words from the Forest. I desperately want to see this movie made. I'm putting the website that has a summary of this movie in the chat room. I imagine not many of you are Hollywood agents, but one or two of you might know somebody who knows somebody who's a Hollywood agent. So, you know, I always think of those stories where all the mice together work to free the lion, or all the birds together work together to lift the net. I would appreciate your good wishes regarding this movie I'm trying to make, Words from the Forest. And that's really that, I hate to say it, but has been my driving motivation this year to get the festival really off the ground, hoping that Mani Ratnam's grandchild or Steven Spielberg's grandchild attends the festival and says, "Oh, my grandfather should make this movie." So take a look in the chat room, and do if you want to do me a favor, read the summary, and just that'll help move the thing along. Okay, Banu, your last comment, and then we're going to begin this workshop. Banu, do you want to say something else? Your hand is raised.
No, Eric, I'm done. I'm done. Thank you. I forgot to lower it. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. All right, so now I'm going to stop recording. Whoops.